Hey y'all, this is Aunt Mary Niece. I'm currently at the Dillon Park in Sumter, South Carolina. And I was thinking about you because I know I haven't really been before you in quite a long time. And while I was sitting here thinking about you, I said, you know what? I want to share a story with you because, sometimes when you try to tell people something, some will listen, some won't. So since you're on the main line, let me tell you what I want. Now, this is for business owners, okay? And for people who might be freelancing and other things. And I want to talk about sometimes the blessing is not receiving a tip, but receiving an upgrade. So, let's talk about upgrades versus tips on today. The reason why we're having this conversation is because I had a great experience this past weekend where I went into a massage place because I noticed that they didn't have business. But I thought that, on the outside they looked pretty good. And matter of fact, I had an amazing massage, no complaints. But one of the things that made me feel really uncomfortable was that I came there with a budget. I increased my budget because I wanted to help the business owner. And instead of them saying thank you for increasing the services and the time, because I only wanted really 30 minutes, but I did an hour, and that increased how much I was going to spend, right? They got upset because I was like, I didn't want to do a tip. It was not that the business was bad, but what I was looking at was longevity. If they treated me well while I was paying for this service that I recently upgraded, because initially I told her 30 minutes and I had a set budget in mind. But because I did not tip, and the reason why I didn't tip, let me tell you, there's an old saying that a fool and his money shall soon depart. Let me go ahead and say that and help somebody out, for somebody in the back right there. A fool and his money shall soon depart. And so I was thinking, I can help somebody along the way, but I think it will be more of a benefit if I have them to work for it. The reason being, a lot of times people don't like free, but if they pay for something, they appreciate it more. And I was willing to pay for the services that were rendered because I thought it was amazing. And had I felt comfortable, I would have probably came back this week right here. And so what I was thinking about was, I'm always going out and about and really being a patron in other places instead of the place that I live in. And I wanted to do more business here because, in order to be successful, you have to also help somebody else along the way. And there have been a lot of amazing people across the world who have helped me to succeed. And so why not come back home and support your local business? That was my frame of thought. But honey, let me turn around because I think you see the sun shining so bright. It feels good, glorious, and marvelous. And even though I'm telling you this story, I'm telling you because sometimes the longevity of something is so much better than the short term. Because things you get that's so quick don't last, but things you have to work for and take time for, toil for, what have you, you're able to appreciate a little bit more. And what I was hoping that business owner and its representatives would have thought was that, you know what? She's in here. We don't have no customers in here. We've been in, and basically I've been looking at the building for a minute. They have been there for probably about a month or so, and I didn't see nobody going in and out. So I said, you know what? Why not I go ahead and help? And like I said, it was amazing. But the problem that I have is that they looked at the tip and didn't look at the increase. Okay, let me help y'all. Let me be spiritual. There's a saying in the Word of God that says that if you can be faithful over the little, you can be faithful over a lot. But if you crush that a little bit of something, then you can't get that whole lot. And sometimes people miss the blessing because they're looking so much for the supernatural when God's trying to work in the natural things. Some things take time because good karma or bad karma takes time. But even when you're looking at business, you want a business to be slow and steady, because slow and steady means you're ready. And I'm thinking about Fred Sanford when I said that. But slow and steady means you're ready to accomplish more, and you're able to look at things and see how it can be even more helpful to you. But the problem that we got in this microwave society is that we don't want the homemade goods. Whereas a person will upgrade the services because they're trying to help you out, and then it's almost like you spit on the help. Now, what I might do is go back to where I was going, because I actually enjoyed those services a whole lot, even though I might have had to travel about 75 miles. But I appreciated everything that they were doing to work on this precious body of mine. But like I said, because I lived in a certain environment, and because I wanted to make sure that I helped that owner out, because a lot of times, people like me, we can go in a place, we can bless it or curse it, just because of the way that you treat us. And I know I'm not looking at it at you all. I'm at the park trying to scope things out too. And I wanted to be a blessing to that particular business, because again, they didn't have anybody going in there. But instead of them seeing the upgrade and the more time that I put in there, because initially I just wanted 30 minutes. I went and got an hour. They looked at a little tip, a little $5, a little $10, a little $20, whatever it is that they were looking for that they didn't receive, but they didn't see the blessing of getting me to upgrade. Yes, they might have to work longer, but that was still more money in their pocket than what they had before. So if you have a business on today, even if you make $2, be ever so grateful. If you win the lottery and you spend 50 cents and you only get $2 back, be ever so grateful. Because I remember an old song by Johnny Taylor that said, these last $2 I'm not going to lose. One for the jukebox and the other one for the what? I'll let you fill that out. So the first person who will let me know, I'm going to send you a message. And I might even do a free reading. You never know. Just let me know if you want that reading. Okay. But if you're in a business, have a business, or thinking about a business, be grateful for the person that comes to you, because you never know if that person will come back. And I was so looking forward, because they were really located very close to me. I was looking forward to going back in there. But because of the outcome and how, when I paid the bill, they treated me, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But I would hope to impart some wisdom to don't forsake the little, because you want the lot. Until next time, my sweet babies, I am Aunt Mary Niece, here in 2025 for you.